Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It's a beautiful sunny day where we're at. Man, I am working so hard, it is unbelievable. If you're going to catch us on the replay, we thank you for doing that. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and give us a thumbs up. Today, you guys are going to be getting to garden with Lady PAC. We'll give it a few minutes to let people get in here before we get too excited. But here, I'll show you around the yard while we're looking. We got one person watching, poor Lorelei shoveling dirt there. So you can tell it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yes. All right, Lorelei, I want you guys to see what she's doing. Explain to them what you're doing. All right, so in these squares, that's large mulch, chunky mulch for drainage. This is going to be just plain old ordinary dirt or topsoil. And then she's going to layer it with some better soil. So she's equally dividing the soil.
We will show later what we're gonna mix it on the top.
So we got these nifty portable raised beds that you can deconstruct, clean up, and pack away for the winter months. Like our rose bushes and maple trees growing. Show you around a tiny bit. Get up here and find my tripod. There's Daisy the dog. Hi, Daisy the dog. Let me get you guys. Thank you for being here today, everybody. All right. Ooh-wee. It's one of our very first warm days. Where is Jack? Jack has been sit packing. Lorelei's gardening, Dennis. I'll zoom in and show you. She's being Lady Gardener today. Jack is in the back. I wonder if he's drunk. Reborn Troll is in the house. Good to see you. Haven't been a while. How are you? Thank you for being here. That's the Lady PAC back there trying to do some gardening. Ben Stock. Hi, Ben Stock. Yes. Reborn says they've been alive and kicking. Man, it's a nice day here. We got to go to Lowe's later and get some supplies for a patio. We're going to, in addition to our patio, our dirty kitchen. But thank you both for the thumbs up as you came in. You know, I would help my wife with all of this, but I think sometimes it's better just to sit here and look good, you know. That way I don't get in trouble. I don't get in the way. So, let's see, what is it? 3, 4, so what is it? Well, Jack's probably passed out drunk by now, Dennis. So, being this early in the morning in the Philippines. So, but Lorelei's going to try to plant her bell peppers, hot peppers, tomato plant, cucumbers, Filipino green beans this weekend. The vines, the green beans, and the Filipino or the cucumbers all go into those thingies there. The others are going somewhere else. Oh yeah, Beanstalk. Yes, yes, you're right. Jack and the Beanstalk. You know, there's a new movie out, Jack and the Beanstalk. It got, you know, or Jack and the Giant. Maybe that's what it's called, Dennis. We have Beanstalk. We do, Dennis. You're right about that. Beanstalk. Yeah, Beanstalk. Oh, there she is, Dennis. Dennis is in the house. Reborn Troll's in the house. So this is what we do. Smart men just let their wives work. Oh, there's Lily over there. You see Lily? She's sniffing the dirt. Yeah, you know, since we blocked Jack, we haven't had to hear anything more from him, so I'm kind of happy about that. But Jack's probably just drunk. Oh, she's throwing that stuff around. You guys see that? You see how she does, Dennis? She just throws things around like it's nothing. Man, look at her kill that bag. Violent. Here comes Lily. Yeah, I forgot about Jack and the Beanstalk, the fairy tale. But there is a new movie out about Jack and the Beanstalk and the Giant and all that. Lorelai and I watched it last year. It wasn't very good. You know me, I'm kind of slow on the uptake, me and Lily. But right here, Dennis and everybody, is our barbecue grill area. We're going to kick this patio out further so that we can get a better dirty kitchen going on right here, is what we're doing there. We just got to go to Lowe's and get the supplies.
Oh my God, I'm gonna do this funky one. Bro, did you see that way between the garden and the thing?
Well, I haven't showed them your swimming pool yet. Don't make it too heavy. It's going to be hard to carry. Man, you see such violence in the Philippines?
You explain this one?
So Lorelai's mixing what? Garden soil and,
You can zoom it.
well, but you're kind of in the way. The chairs are in the way because you're not playing to the camera very well. So Lorelai's mixing basically Miracle-Gro potting soil and garden soil together. And that's going to be her final layer that she puts her vegetables in, is what she wants me to explain to you guys. So garden soil, which has compost like dog poo-poo, cow manure in it, and Miracle-Gro plant dirt, I don't know. And then she's going to go ahead and put it in her containers, and then she's going to plant her cucumbers and Filipino green beans. And I'm going to stay out of the way because she will yell at me and say that I did it wrong. We all know that's how it's going to happen. She's like, oh, you shouldn't have done it that way. I've already been yelled at a whole bunch today, Dennis, and I'm just sitting here minding my own business. So, so alive is Reborn Troll and Dennis in the house. Dennis, what are you doing today? What are you doing up there in the great white north of the world? Are you back in Mexico or are you back in Canada? Which one are you in? See, she's already tired. Look at her. Come on, baby, suck it up. Come on. Show those muscles. You can do it. I got faith in you. But yeah, we got to go to Lowe's later today and pick up some supplies to build my dirty kitchen with. And we'll probably go out and eat later too, because my wife will think, oh my goodness, you don't love me unless you take me out. And, you know, oh no, more, come on.
I've been putting this in there earlier.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Come on, you can do it.
Well, I have an allergy problem.
We've already been having to deal with the wasp this year, so I'm having to watch to see where they're trying to grow or build a nest at. I've already killed some wasp in the front of the house, so but they have a tendency to come in the back, so I'm trying to watch, and I'll be spraying them a lot in the next couple of weeks. Pat is in the house. Dennis says, no breaks, young lady. Keep it up. Work, 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 Dennis says. No slacking. Pat says, good afternoon, Brother David and Lorelei. No excuses either, Dennis says. No slacking, no excuses.
Wow.
Pat says hello to Dennis. Yeah.
I'm really glad your encouragement, boss.
Where'd you go? Why are you way over there now? You're out of the camera frame. Wild man Pat is here. He is. Pat the traveling man. Pat is in the house. He's going to the Philippines next year. Henry's going to the Philippines in October to see his woman Bye. Mother Hubbard of 5 children, Bye. So Pat says, yes, all right. Now when you carry that, when you roll that over, you got to balance it. Balance it. Do a good job. Tell Lorelei to do a good job, everybody. Don't spill it. You're doing good. Keep up the good work. Gus Sanders is in the house. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? We are doing good. How are you? We're watching the beautiful wife do gardening. So bye, HTNs, bye. Yes, yes. I don't know what happened. I mean, I haven't talked to Henry too much, but, you know, at one time they weren't really communicating, and then something, I guess, love hit, and now they are communicating, and he's going to go see her. Gus, how are you today? Everybody say hello to Gus. Hey, Gus. Hi, Pat. How are you doing, brother? So I do find it interesting and good, Dennis, right, that something kind of re-triggered that romance, and now they are, I guess, I noticed he's not doing very many live streams anymore. Dennis, I kind of noticed that, but I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. I don't know if there is a 2 and 2 together, though. Gus says, I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very kindly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Doing good, Gus, brother. Man, I'm having a hard day sitting here watching her work. Drove his Chevy. Oh my God, drove his Chevy flight to her levee thighs. I drove my Chevy to the levee. You know, those good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day I die. This'll be the day I die. Oh yeah. Lawson's in the house. Hey, I'm back. How are you, Lawson? Pat says, welcome, brother Gus. Yes. Thank you all for giving us a thumbs up. If you haven't done it, give us a thumbs up. Come on now. We're poor. Nobody will donate to my beach house fund. I'm only asking for $5 million. The least you could do is give me a thumbs up if you're not going to donate to my beach house fund. Very disappointed in that, by the way, everybody. Hey, I'm back. Thank you, Pat. I'm good. How about you? Yeah, doing good. Lorelei's working hard today. Me, I'm supervising. Gus gave us a thumbs up finally. Thank you, Gus. We appreciate that. You know. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out, supervising the gardening today. Because you guys all know, if you're married to a Filipina, it's going to be your fault if something goes wrong, right? Well, let me take that back. If you are married or you're around women, period, I don't care where they're from, if something goes wrong and if you're involved at any way, shape, and or form, you're going to be at fault. So today I just sit here and I watch. But yeah, just so everybody knows, we're still trying to raise $5 million to buy a beach house. Just throw that out there. You know, I don't need any money, e-begging money to buy booze with, but I would like to have a beach house. And I promise all $5 million will go directly towards my beach house fund.
This is that
What?
doing a graduation
Who's doing
in the
graduation?
Philippines.
Who is?
So we will do that's just exciting.
Yeah. She, is Lorelai doing a good job? I'm proud of her. Look how hard she's working. Later when we go to Lowe's, she's going to go, oh, I'm too tired. I can't pick up those 80-pound bags of Quikrete. She's going to have an excuse. She's like, I can't pick that up. Like, well, why did we go to Lowe's then? You got to carry, you know, she's got to carry the 2x4s, and she's got to carry the concrete and the rabbit wire, and man, she's got a lot of labor to do today. Pat says you're doing a good job. Says you're doing a good job. I think he's just trying to make you feel good. Lawson, what's going on for your Saturday? What's everybody doing today besides watching Lorelai do dirt work? We did move a bunch of plants from inside the house outside today. It's supposed to be in the 80s this coming week, and we're not supposed to have any more cold weather at night, just cool evenings. So I think we're going to be okay gardening-wise. So let me zoom back out. You guys can see Lorelai. I'm cooking. Ooh, I love meatloaf and mashed potatoes and gravy. Ooh, wee. I had meatloaf last week. I had Cracker Barrel's meatloaf last week. But I like good meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and gravy. I don't know what we're going to have today. I'm kind of, you know. Lorelai, what kind of food do you want to eat later? Huh? Huh? Water? You ain't getting to no water.
You got drinks there?
It's not big time. Dennis says it's no break time for you. I got Gatorade. Dennis says, now you got your wheelbarrow too far away. Nobody can see what you're doing over there. There you go.
I need to reposition it.
Lawson, I'm going to the movies and help clean the outside of our church. I planted flowers and went to my brother's soccer game. Very nice of you. And went to eat pizza. Ooh, I like pizza. I like pizza, but I don't feel like pizza. But man, I love pizza.
Well,
Texas, no, Sanders, we are in Arkansas. We are in Arkansas, northern Arkansas at that, Sanders. So we got a lot of family in Texas and a lot of friends in Texas, and we hope to move to Alabama later this year. But currently we're in the great state of Arkansas. We ate at the Texas Roadhouse a while back, so I don't think we'll do that. Yes, we're from Arkansas. We've lived in the Philippines and here, and we have land and stuff in the Philippines. Why are we going to move to Alabama? That's a great question, and I'll tell you the answer. I won't even charge you for the answer. Partly because, to be honest, where we live, there's multiple reasons, but number one, where we live in this part of Arkansas, it's expensive to live here. Very expensive to live here. I know you guys think, Arkansas, how can that be expensive? Isn't Arkansas just an old hillbilly state?
it's not mountain.
Yeah, but it's where we live is the home of J.B. Hunt, Walmart, Tyson's Foods, and many million other billion-dollar companies. So it's very pricey here, very expensive here. Two, the weather. Arkansas, our part of Arkansas, I'm stuck indoors 3 to 5 months out of the year because of allergies and the cold weather. Sanders said, you will next door to me if you moved out. Are you in Florida then or Mississippi? Because we thought about, we want to live in Florida, but we have reservations about that. We've been to Mississippi enough to know that we're not going to move there. But we're looking for an environment that's a lot warmer, maybe 10 months out of the year, and that we can garden, entertain, and of course, oh, you're in Georgia. Well, you're not, well, not next door to Georgia, but close to Georgia. But yeah, we really like outdoor activities. And I like to go fishing, to be honest. I'm a huge fisherman. I love it. And I want to saltwater fish. And I want to be able just to go fishing at piers and parks and things, you know, when I feel good and I got the time. I want to be able to grab the stuff and just run down and go fishing for a few hours. Here, where we live, it's all freshwater, of course. And we don't have any fisheries. We have lakes or reservoirs, but they're not managed for fisheries. So, and since I love to fish, and Lorelai loves to fish too, that's partly why we like the Panhandle or Florida. So, what's the biggest fish you ever caught? I think the largest thing I ever caught was 48 pounds. I've caught a couple of fish. I caught a striped bass that weighed like 46, and I caught a red snapper that weighed 48 pounds one year. So that's about the largest I've ever caught. Yeah, Gus, do you like fishing in Georgia? How is fishing? How's Georgia? How's Georgia to live in? We've looked at Georgia a little bit. We thought about it. We like the coast of Georgia. And we looked at living in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but it's too cold during the winters. So 48 pounds is nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's big. 49 pounds is big. On some of my social media, you'll see pictures of like a couple of mid-20 red snappers. 56 catfish. Wow. I've never caught a catfish more than 30 pounds. I used to catfish a lot on our reservoir. So, but yeah. But we have cold temperatures here and stuff. And so, yeah, very nice. Yeah, Sanders, 56 pounds. That's huge. And of course, we've gotten a lot. We've done a lot of saltwater fishing trips over the years, and we really like that. And to be honest, we really like being able to just throw the stuff in the truck and drive down to a pier or a park, you know, that's saltwater or brackish water, and do some fishing. So that's partly why we're choosing Alabama. But even in, man, my hips are hurting. But even in the Gulf Shores, Alabama area, it's cheaper if you live up in Foley, Alabama, than it is where we live in this part of the country. So we can buy a house cheaper down there than the one that we currently own. So we like to fish. And I guess we're kind of burned out on freshwater fishing because we've been doing it for so long, trout fishing and everything. And since we don't eat freshwater fish at all, you know, except for like tilapia, I guess. You know, my wife doesn't really like freshwater fish, and I don't either. So saltwater fish is a different story, as you know, like pompano and everything else. Yeah, weather's doing good today. It's probably, in the upper 70s here, a light breeze. Not too bad, not too hard and too hot. So, but we're excited. We're getting ready to go to Alabama for vacation in a few weeks. While we're there, we're going to go fishing. We're going to go eating. We're going to go neighborhood hunting and stuff like that while we're in Alabama. So, Pat, how's the temp where you're at? Gus, what's your weather like today in Georgia? Now, are you in, Gus, can I ask if you're in northern Georgia or southern, east, or west? Because, you know, I've been to Jacksonville a lot, in Florida, which is real close to Georgia. Here she goes, guys. Doing a good job. There you go. You're doing a good job. I'm so proud of you. You got some friends down in Alabama? Yeah. Well, like I said, we really like Florida, but the cost of living in Florida is way higher than here even. So you live 30 miles north of Atlanta. Okay, so you're kind of in central Georgia. We like Florida the best, but home ownership, the carrying cost of owning a home and purchasing a home, then your taxes and your insurance can leave you poor and broke in the Philippines. I mean, in Florida. So that's why we're not choosing Florida, even though we prefer it. We are going to be going to Pensacola while we're down there. We've been all over the state of Florida. But we are going to go look at some neighborhoods in Pensacola, Florida, while we're in Foley, Alabama, Gulf Shores, Alabama area. We are going to do that. Just in case we stumble across something that we really like and go, man, you know, this really feels like home. I know it's a little pricey, but, you know, this part of the country where we live, it's so crowded, so populated. There's so much going on here that we don't feel at home here anymore. And I live in Gwinnett County. It's probably the biggest county in Georgia. Okay. I remember they used to be on Live PD. Gwinnett County, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think they used to be on Live PD when it was back doing a live show. So, you leaked your address? I did. Well, that's all right. So, anytime you want. I'll sell you a house. If you're looking for a house to buy, I'll sell you one. So, I love Gulf Shores, and my family goes there. Yeah. So, Foley, Alabama, then Lawson, you probably know Foley, Alabama is the city north, about 30 minutes of Gulf Shores. Well, come on over, Boxed. I don't mind. Bring it over. Come on over. Make it happen. Bring some pizza on your way if you would. Henry's in the house, by the way. You guys that were asking about HTN earlier, he's here. So, yes, they were. Yes. I know they're, yeah. So we're looking at, what we prefer in Alabama is what I call the good side of the bay, which is the Gulf Shore side of the bay, the Foley, Alabama, the Fairhope, Alabama, the Dolphin, Spanish Fort, versus the Mobile side of the bay, which is the west side of the bay, which is more congested, older. You know, we're looking for peace and environment, but easy fishing for me. I'd rather live on the east side of Mobile Bay, which is, I consider the good side, closest to Florida, than I would the side closest to Mississippi. So that's what we're hoping for. That's why we're going to go down and spend a bunch of time driving neighborhoods, get in a vibe. We've been there a lot. And so we know the area really well, but we never really thought long and hard about living there permanently versus vacationing there. So when we go this time, thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way, supporting my wife in her gardening efforts. This time we're going with an eye towards, hey, we would like to live in this little town or this neighborhood or this area. We're focusing on that this time. You know, yes, there's jobs around us and stores, the environment's good. You know, we feel like we could be happy in the area. So that's what we're doing in a few weeks, is doing that. But no mistake, we love Florida, but Florida right now is too expensive. And that's why I'm asking you guys to donate $5 million to my beach house fund so I can buy a house in Florida. Because my dogs are excited and they're over there. There's Lily. What's wrong, Lily? All right, that's enough. Gulf Shores is nice. Orange Beach is nice, and we like it. But, you know, for us, because we're poor, we can't really afford to live in the tourist area of Gulf Shores. It's just too expensive. But if we can live within an hour or two of it, we'd be really happy.
Somebody's spraying.
Yeah, weeds. Spraying for weeds.
All right, I'm done.
Done? What about your plants?
You need to sickle on the thing first before you put your plants.
So, all right. When are you going to put your plants in? Tomorrow?
Hey, Doris, get in.
You're on camera. Lorelai's looking like she's tired, huh? It's like he's spraying for weeds. Lily, enough. So that little bit of work wore Lorelai out, and so now she's got to rest before we go to Lowe's. And now, you know, she needs to rest up because when she goes
How
to
many
Lowe's,
bags I put there?
I don't know, but when she goes to Lowe's, she needs to carry like 7 60-pound bags of concrete for me. So, so yeah, that's what we're doing. Henry, how are you? How are things down in Mississippi, buddy? Dennis was asking about you earlier. So, we're just having a good time outside today. Well, I am. Lorelai's working on her garden. And we got to go to Lowe's and buy some supplies because we're going to extend and make our dirty kitchen much better. Even though we're not going to live here forever, we spend so much time out here on our patio that we need our dirty kitchen to be better. If you don't know what a dirty kitchen is, some of you guys are not familiar with the terminology. What is the dirty kitchen, Filipina? You want to explain to them what a dirty kitchen is?
The kitchen that you can make dirty.
A dirty kitchen is basically an outdoor cooking area that they use in the Philippines. Why they call it dirty, I do not know. We just call it a barbecue area or an outdoor
you
kitchen.
use the wood or everything that makes the ashes will become like. You know,
Oh, they burn wood a lot to cook or charcoal, and so instead
what's in
of
the plate that you can make.
all right,
dirty?
well, here, explain it to them.
I don't.
Come on, you get on me, explain it to them.
Yeah, you're burning.
Look at the
real
camera.
slime, wood or charcoal.
Then why don't you just clean up the ashes and make it a clean kitchen? Yeah. So a dirty kitchen is basically a simple outdoor kitchen where they do a lot of grilling and cooking. So that's what that is, if you didn't know what that was.
Yeah, you put inside your burning firewood. Let's say if your
Well, that's what this is.
particles of your going to your house.
Lawson, you're asking what the concrete's for? See, we have here, I don't know if you can see
The
it,
flooring.
the floor. We have a concrete pad,
We gotta extend our.
and where Lorelai is sitting is kind of like, I'll show you. Let me get over here.
4x12.
Is where Lorelai's sitting. This is our barbecue. I don't know if you can see it right there. I'm going to extend the concrete out 4 feet by 12 feet so that we make our patio much larger so that the barbecue grill and the sink and everything else sits on top of that and gets out from underneath here is what that's for. So we're extending our patio. We're making it bigger. And I call it a dirty kitchen because that's where my outdoor sink and barbecue grill is going and my pizza maker. So HN says, doing good, just been lazy today. Well, all right, Henry, if you say so. Hello, Henry from Sanders, Gus Sanders. Hey, Gus.
I think the one that needs more soil.
All right,
Because it's gonna be sinking like 3 inches.
we'll put more in it and we can buy more at Lowe's. Pat saying hello to Henry. Henry saying hello to Pat. So Lorelai's tired, but look at that fat dog. Lily, are you fat? Look at that fat dog.
She's losing weight.
We're trying to make him lose weight, but it's not doing so well.
So do we.
Huh?
So do we.
Not losing weight?
You lose weight now.
Yeah, I need to lose weight. I need to lose 480 pounds. So that's what we're doing. We're just making our out. We're not going to live here forever, but since we spend so much time out here, while we are here, we want it to be comfortable and nice. So,
Where's your clipper?
what clipper? On the back in the, I don't know.
Why it's always somewhere? It must be here.
Because I put it out in the garage because you told me to get it off the table the other day. There may be one under here. So Henry's saying, hello, Pat. So no big plans today down in Mississippi. Gus, what are you doing in Georgia today, by the way? And Pat, what are you doing? Are you guys just hanging out? What about Lawson? He's not going to do anything the rest of the day either. Do you got sports today? Or besides your church work? And well, you're young. You can. Lawson has all kinds of things he's doing today, but he's young. He can do it. When you get old like us, you got to kind of pick one thing a day and get it. And if you get it done, you're lucky. So that's what you got to do when you're a little bit old. Just relaxing and cooking dinner early. Pat is. Let's see what Lorelai's gonna be up to.
Yeah, that one. Is that the place that you put there?
The pool?
Yeah.
It can be moved. You can move it back behind the tree if you want it in that corner.
That tree there?
Uh-huh.
There's no sound.
Sure there is. The neighbors are getting their spring cleaning done. Just a nice lazy day, Henry says. I got a movie to go to, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm ready to retire from school. Well, Lawson, what movie are you going to go see is my question, I guess. I want to know what movie you're going to go see. And what's your most favorite? I'll tell you what our favorite thing about going to the movie is, but what is yours? I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll see if I can zoom in. Here's somebody trying to clean their porch over there. You see it? I got to do that myself in another week, but I'll do it with the pressure washer. Sanders just relaxed, waiting for the race to come on. All right. I like races too, Gus. Pat likes that. I think Henry likes races. Might be in that container. What kind of races are you looking for? Car races, horse races, dog races,
Hey.
Filipino races? You know, whose Filipino wife can run the fastest?
Not me.
Orlai's going to go trim up her rose bush now. They just started to come out. She wants them to grow really tall, so I think she thinks she's going to cut down like the bottom stuff and the dead stuff. Minecraft movie. A lot of friends are going to go to. Oh yeah, NASCAR. All right. My favorite thing about going to the movies is getting the popcorn. Is because I like popcorn, but I won't cook it at home. But movie popcorn is really good for some reason. So we like going and having movie popcorn. Henrietta says, I like racing when I'm in NASCAR. Same here, Brother Dave. He likes the popcorn too. Yes. I like the popcorn. That's good. So Sanders is going to, sorry, not Sanders, but Lawson is going to the movies. Now, I bet you the reason he's going, and if you guys all ask, Lawson, how many girls are going to be at this movie? How many of the friends are girls? Because I bet you if they were all guys, you probably wouldn't be going. I know I wouldn't be going. But yeah, we like movie popcorn with butter. And we get one bucket and one drink, and we share it between Lorelai and I, and that's plenty. Ah, Sanders got a miniature wiener? Wow, you got a miniature long hair? Well, neither one of ours are miniature, but they're really not super full size either. But I mean, they're full-blooded wiener dogs. We thought we were getting a miniature, but Daisy, the black one you saw running around here, was supposed to be a miniature. There she is, down by the rose bush. She's the one that has heart failure. Daisy does. So she has heart failure. She's a long hair. And then Lily, there you are. So that's Lily. She's the traditional red. And she's kind of chunky. Our dogs, I gotta admit. What's that?
This one is bad.
Well, the other one is on the, by the fuse box in the garage, right on that plastic shelf. Or go get your scissors, your good scissors. See, see, she gave me the evil eye because I didn't do anything wrong. So So Daisy, our black one, has heart failure. Lily, the red one, got ran over by a car last year, and so now she has a clubbed foot that doesn't work, and hopefully, she doesn't feel any pain in it. But our black one has definitely got heart failure. No girls, just a hangout thing. Well, bummer, man. You gotta have girls. Why else would you go? And they are as stubborn as the day is long. Boy, you got that right. Holy smoking butt farts. But they are such good dogs, though. Right, Gus? I mean, we love our dogs. I can't tell you how many, we've taken our dogs to the Philippines and back. They've been to California, Florida. They're going with us to Alabama. Last year alone, we spent $12,000 in medical bills because of one of them's heart failure and the other car accident. But they are such good dogs. But boy, they are stubborn. Pat says, me and my son likes wiener dogs, Doberman Pinscher dogs, and Cheweenies. Our Great Dane dog. Oh, there goes Lorelai. What are you doing over there now? Let me move the camera so you guys can watch Lorelai work. You okay, Daisy? So Lorelai's trying to prune up her rose bushes. Lawson says, well, I happen to have a girlfriend, so I can't go and hang out with other girls. Well, at least you're not married, because when you're married, you can't even talk to another girl. Gus says, would not trade them for anything. The same way, right, Gus? We wouldn't trade our dogs for anything. In fact, if you hurt my dogs, I would put you down. See, there's Lily. You might be able to see her, how she runs and walks. So it's like her what we'd call the foot and the ankle joint is permanently disfigured. But she survived being ran over by a car that was going about 35 miles an hour. But we spent a lot of money taking care of her to keep her alive, and I'm glad we did. But that's our Lily dog. She's the hunter. Well, they're both hunting dogs, as you know. But Lily's a big baby. Daisy, the black one, which Lily's going to go visit, is, I won't say she's a tougher dog, but she's more independent. So this one is ornery and independent. She's moody. This one's more of just a big baby. But yes, we wouldn't trade our dogs for anything. Obviously, since we spent so much money on them, and we've taken them everywhere. We've taken them everywhere. Obviously, we've taken them to the Philippines and back, and they've traveled to the United States with us. And last year was a hard year for us with our dogs because Daisy was diagnosed with a heart failure. We thought she was dying for a couple of months. There's a couple of months with Daisy, the black one, that she just wasn't doing well at all. And every other day we were thinking this was her last day to live. And we found out that she had a really, really bad infection. And so we got her on some really strong antibiotics, and that improved. But her bad heart from birth had gotten worse. So the bad infection she had, I think, caused additional heart problems. And then when Lily got ran over by the car, that was tremendous. And I did a bunch of videos on that, and it was just unbelievable. So we had a really bad year with our dogs, but we're glad that they're alive and kicking. But yeah, we wouldn't trade them either. She's eating dirt, Lorelai, and grass.
What are you doing?
That's part of what she's doing, why you're doing that. But we wouldn't trade them either.
Come, help.
And you were saying that you had a blonde? What color is Sanders is your dog? Is yours a black and tan, a cream? We've thought about getting a third one, and I'd really like to have one of the creamed colors, not a dapple, but like a golden retriever color. I'd like that. Yeah, blonde. The blonde. That's what we'd like to have. But right now, we're not going to get a third dog. Last year was too stressful. I don't know if we could handle adding a third dog to our pack with as stressful it was with their health. And then, of course, you got to have somebody who can watch them when you travel, and we don't right now. I mean, we like to go on cruises, but we haven't got to do that in a while. But when we go to traveling, though, we can do an Airbnb and take them with us. Just means we got to pay a lot more money, right? But we do that. But right now, we don't really have anybody that we fully trust to watch the dogs for 10 days so we go on a cruise. We're working on that. We got some friends that are going to watch them in June overnight when we go to Dallas, Texas. But they're only going to watch them overnight, and we're trying to break them in. You know what I mean? They're a Filipino couple. Really, really good friends. But we want to kind of break them into taking care of the dogs a tiny bit. They know the dogs, and they know them well. But I'm going to try to break them in slowly so that I can get them to be our dog watchers. Is what the goal is. Hey, if I haven't asked you guys, if you haven't subscribed to Fishing with PAC, please subscribe to this channel, if you will. We had a red one also, but we had to put her down last year. Her hips went out and she couldn't walk or stand up. Oh, I know, man. And I'm telling you, and I know you probably know this, Sanders, but when we thought Daisy, our black one with the heart disease, was dying in December, it was some of the most heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching time that we had because every day she wouldn't eat, she couldn't breathe right, her heart was irregular. I mean, it was just bad. Every day we just thought this is her last day, and should we put her down? Should we put her down? Should we do the right thing and put her down? And we took her back to our vet, and we tried all this heart medicine that he thought would help her, and it didn't. And then we finally figured out that she had a really bad infection. And we put her on antibiotics and steroids, and she got better pretty quick, but I think it damaged her heart. It made it worse. Oh, so yours was 17? I think Daisy and Lily are like 8.5 and 8 years old. So that's where, like last year, we were like, oh my God, Lily got ran over by the car, which I thought she was going to die. Daisy was going to die. And I'm like, how in the, this is just too stressful. But we will, when the time comes, we will do the right thing and put them down. But it's just not something I wanted to do. We wanted to, Yeah, and that's what I asked our vet. The last time I took Daisy before we put her on antibiotics, I flatly asked him, I said, okay, I need to know, is my dog dying? What is going on? Because if she's not going to be any better than she is now, we're going to put her down. As much as I didn't want to do it, but the fact that she could barely move, that she could barely breathe, that her heart rate was unbelievably high. And he's like, I just don't think she's dying. I just think she's really sick. And so we were like, all right. And so we gave her some really strong antibiotics. And now one thing we've learned with her is it's kind of like me. I have heart failure myself, and I get sick easily. So apparently Daisy, with the heart failure, is going to get sick on a regular basis. So we got to watch her. But yeah, I was lucky because I just asked the vet. I said, look, I need to know because I'm not going to put the dog through living hell just so that we can keep her alive. And when the dogs get to that point, we'll get to that point. And luckily, I didn't think when Lily got ran over by the car, and I was right there when she got ran over by the car. It was my fault she got ran over. Boy, I knew that she didn't seem to be in desperate danger, but she got roughed up really bad. And, all the medical bills, I mean, it was tough, but we did worry in the beginning about Lily's leg having to be the whole leg being amputated. They were telling us that we need to go ahead and plan to have her whole leg amputated. And we did laser therapy on her, drugs, and massaged it and worked with it to try to keep the blood flowing, and saw a whole bunch of different doctors and hospitals and specialists. And we were able to save the leg. It's just the foot is basically a club foot now. But she gets around okay. The other thing with the Lily, the red one at the car accident, her lung capacity she got bruised in the lungs and the heart pretty bad. So she no longer has the physical stamina that she used to have. She can't run as far, and she gets tired easily, and that's just the way she's going to be. And so we've accepted that, but that's why we're trying to work on getting their weight down a little bit. They need to lose a couple of pounds each. So that's what we've been doing. You doing good over there, Filipina? Oh, there's a hawk flying over there. You see the hawk? Where's that hawk? There it is. You guys probably can't see that hawk. Let's check in on Lorelai. And as much as we hate to do it, guys, I think the humane thing to do is put them down when we have to. We had a cat years ago that got cancer, and it just ate her up, and so we put her down, you know. But it's just part of it, right? But we'll take them with us to Alabama for the week. We got a kind of a system in the car. We got a kennel that they both ride in. We've learned that when we travel with the dogs like that, we put them in their kennel together. We got two separate ones for when we flew them to the Philippines and back. But we got one larger one that when we go in the car, that we put them in because they like to stay together. And we've learned to cover it up with a blanket and keep it cool, keep them nice and cool in there. But if they don't see all the distractions, they lay down and go to sleep. So when they see a lot of things going by and going crazy, they are always going, what's that, what's that, what's that? So that's partly what we do, is we try to keep them a little bit isolated in the car. And we stop and give them breaks. Every time we get gas, we take them out, we let them walk around, go to the bathroom, and all that. So about every 4 hours. The other weird thing we found was, and you guys might find this really funny, was they are quieter if the radio is listening to podcast. So if somebody's talking on the radio, the dogs settle down better versus in listening to music. So it's kind of weird. Gus says, then we adopted a black lab from a friend who just passed away. Oh man, sorry to hear that. She didn't have anyone to take the dog, so we got another one. All right, nothing wrong with that. Bach says UNC. I'm not for sure what the abbreviation for UNC is, unless you're talking about the University of Northern Carolina or North Carolina. So, but I'm not really good with the new terminology and the shorthand. But that's good of you to adopt the dog, and we worry about that when who's gonna, and we have a provision that we have a couple of friends and my brother who would take our dogs in case something happens to us. And I have it set up to where whoever takes our dogs get 10% of our assets. So when everything is settled, so like if Lorelai and I both passed away, when our estate is settled, whoever takes the dogs, whether it's friends or my brother or his daughter, they will get 10% of our estate so they can take care of the dogs. So that's one thing we've done. But hopefully that doesn't happen. They fed her everything. She weighs 101 pounds, so she's on a diet too. Yes. Yeah, ours need to go on a diet. Ours need to be back down 16 to 18. They were both in the low, 2021 the other day. And one thing we've done with them is we've tried it. Soul Linder's in the house. Hello. Everybody say hello to Soul Linder. Thank you for the thumbs up. And thank you all for subscribing to Fishing with PAC. If you didn't see that drop in, feel free to go to subscribe to that channel. Where did my wife go? She's behind the pole. Lorelai, especially due to their health, hoping that a better diet would help with their health, we started cooking chicken and turkey for them and mixing it with rice and vegetables. So we've been doing that. So Pat says, hello, Soul Linder. Dave, the weather is beautiful. Yeah, it looks nice out. I'll show you in a minute the yard. Lorelai is kind of hiding behind the pole, It is beautiful here. So what we did is they like turkey. And so we bought up a whole bunch of turkeys during Christmas. And now the only thing we can find is turkey breast. So, and I pressure cook it. And we feed them turkey and rice. But one thing that we thought about was I don't think they were getting enough nutritional support. So we also used to feed them blue dog food. And so what I've done is I've taken their blue dog food and I powderize it and I mix it in with the rice and the turkey and the gravy and make gravy out of it. And that allows them to get more nutrition in their diet versus just the turkey and rice. Somebody saying hello, hello, hello. What's the temp? It's probably 78 degrees, 77, 78 degrees with a very light breeze. So we got a bunch of wasps flying around trying to find a place to build one of their nests. Happens here every year. So I will be killing wasps and spraying them for the next couple of weeks, and then they finally go away. But they're all looking for a little place to start building their little hides. Soul says, hello, Pat. So, Soul, what are you up to today? What's going on in your part of the world? What's your temperature in the Dakotas? My wife was doing her gardening today, but she got tired. So now she's trimming up her rose bushes. I'll show you what she's doing, guys. So she's trimming up the rose bushes in hopes of getting them to grow taller versus spreading out like a bush. They are climbing roses. So, and if you cut off down at the bottom and cut some of the dead stuff off, it promotes them to grow taller. There's Daisy coming up behind her. It's 70, but dropped to 69. Feels like 69. Well, that's better than feeling like 20 degrees. There's a hawk. That hawk is looking around for something to eat. Here's Daisy and Lorelai doing the rose bush thing. She's like, look, I'll help. She's the one that has heart troubles, heart failure. But they are good dogs. I highly recommend that if you ever want a pet, get a wiener dog. And I know they're really expensive, but I'm telling you, they are good dogs. Can you see Daisy right there with her head sticking out on the right side of Lorelai over here? See her head sticking out right there? So she's sitting in Lorelai's lap while Lorelai, there's her butt because she's so long. They're like 24 inches long, 26 inches long. So he's coming to eat you, Dave. Better sprinkle that. Yes, they do. We get them really bad for a few weeks. But every year I go around with a product called Defender, and I will spray them, and I spray the outside of the house for ants and bugs, my brick. And we do it that way, and that helps to keep them down and under control. And of course, when I see them starting to build a nest, I immediately go and kill their nest. But I know to look around for the next couple of weeks for the wasps building their little worlds there. So, and we're getting ready to bring out the house plants. We're getting ready to extend the patio so I can make my dirty kitchen better. We got a lot going on, and then we got to go to Alabama. So we got a lot of exciting things we're trying to do. Lorelai's gonna plant her vegetables this weekend. So you're gonna be streaming here and on TikTok. How are things on TikTok going for you? We have TikTok. We don't really use it because one thing I find about TikTok is nobody really cares to see a fat guy on TikTok. All they want to do is see pretty girls. So if you're not a pretty girl, TikTok usually doesn't work. But fat old guys who just run around on the mouth, talk shit, they don't seem to work too well. But I should probably do more on TikTok this year, maybe. Maybe I could e-beg on TikTok for my $5 million beach house. I don't know. But I'm glad, Soul Ender, that you're starting to do some streaming. That's one thing I'm trying to do with Fishing with PAC, and I know most of you guys have already subscribed. But my Fishing with PAC channel, there it is, right there, Fishing with PAC, if you haven't done that. I'm trying to grow that so that I can get 50 subscribers so I can do live streams on Fishing with PAC. And I think right now we're at, I don't know, 15? Probably 15 subscribers. I need a whole lot. Very, very good. I just got into a partnership as of yesterday, and today is day one. Nice. All right. We like to collaborate with a lot of other channels and people from time to time. We do that. But it's kind of like one thing I try to do when I do collaborations is both channels get to use and take advantage of the situation. Versus us splitting something, it's like, we did a thing with Scotty the other day, a while back. He interviewed us from the Philippines, and but he got to run it on his channel, and if I wanted to, I could have ran it on my channel. So we've done a lot of that. We've done some other things like that. I'm currently sitting at 395 followers. Excellent. That's really good. I just want 50 on my fishing channel, so that means I can do live streams while I'm out fishing. That's all I care about. Because I do live streams, and part of why I want to do this, and I'll just tell you, is if my plan is this.
I know I'm gonna be.
My plan is to be on my regular channel, this one, invite Fishing with PAC to join me as a joint live stream on a different phone, so I can give you a front and back view of what's going on. And or Lorelai can take one of them and go somewhere else in the area and show you guys what she's doing while she's fishing. And then I can be here like this talking to you while I'm fishing, or show you the water, or vice versa. Or you can have two views. So you can be a split screen, and one time you can be watching the water at the same time while watching me, or watching two different fishing locations. So that's partly why I want to get to 50 on my Fishing with PAC, so that I can invite Fishing with PAC to join me, or Fishing with PAC will enjoy Adventures of a Philippine American Couple to join them on a live stream, so that I can start live streaming to Fishing with PAC. Only the fishing stuff. Because I don't want to do the fishing stuff necessarily on the adventures as much. I want to kind of do a little different thing, is what I'm trying to do. So that's kind of my plan. I don't know if you guys think that's a good plan or a bad plan, but that's my plan. Let's check in on Lorelai. How you doing over there?
And a broken scissor.
Why'd you break your scissors? Lorelai broke her scissors. Does anybody have a recommendation for a really good pair of gardening scissors? Or something that's really good for trimming and cutting? Does anybody have a recommendation out there? If somebody wants us to review a product, we would be happy to review a product for trimming bushes. Lily? Look at that daisy doll. Chaos in the neighborhood. Chaos in the neighborhood. Apparently Lorelai has tore up her scissors. Alright, eat. Henry says, I just use a pocket knife. All right. Well, Lorelai doesn't have a pocket knife either. So we probably need to find her a really, I mean, not the cheap $12 one at Walmart, you know what I mean? At some point, we probably need to get her a really good quality garden clipper since she does this a lot, right, Henry? Or otherwise, I'm going to, always having to hear about, oh, I broke the scissors. So we probably have to look into that, study that a little bit. But yeah, pocket knife works good for me too. I like that. But she's working hard on the rose bushes. I don't know what color these are. We've had a couple of them die. I think most of these are going to be red or pink. I think these are all red and pink roses. I'm hoping they climb up nice and tall this year. And if they start to climb up, I'm going to try to tie them to where they go to the fence and grow on the fence is what my goal is try to get them to the vines to grow up on the fence this year. But who knows? Who knows? But Lorelai's doing a good job out there. She's the hard-working one. I'm the boss. Does anyone know any? I do, Henry. I know a little bit about bonsai trees. I took believe it or not, I took a week-long master gardening class at the college that they needed people to make. At the college, people would try to start new classes, and a lot of times they wouldn't get very many students. And so they would pay for us as employees. I mean, the fee would be waived. And so I went to a bonsai and master gardening class where one day they spent on bonsais. So I thought it was really cool. I'm not an expert, but yeah, I spent a day studying bonsais, if that helps. I think the key with bonsais is you got to be patient. A lot of people want to keep working them and working them and working them. And I think the key is to let them be and let them be and let them grow. So Linder, guess what? What's going on, Linder? Let's check in on Lorelai. What's going on, Linder? See, if I was sitting down there like Lorelai is, my back would break and I'd fall over and I'd look like a roly-poly out in the grass. Is what I would look like. I'm trying to save one, but don't know anything about them. I think the key, to be honest, is not to do anything with them. Find them a happy spot. Medium to direct sunlight, not direct sunlight. Don't overwater them. Mist them. Give them some moist mister, like from a spritz bottle. Don't move them around and just give it a chance to come out of shock and to recuperate. So a lot of people overwork their bonsai trees or bonsai plants. They overwork them. And I really think the key is leave them alone. You're 45 away from 600 subscribers. Nice. Well, now that you're 500, you can become monetized if you get the 3,000 watch hours, if I remember right. So you're getting close to being monetized, so that's a really good thing. I am about 300 or 250 away from 4,000. My goal this year was to get to 5,000 in 2025, but I don't know if I'm going to make that or not. But I'm going to try, but I still got to get to 4,000 myself. Yeah, a lot of times, Henry, with plants, when we get a new plant, somebody abandons one, whatever, I just kind of put them in a place and I leave them alone for a little bit and allows them to kind of reset themselves. But that's good of you, though. So Linda's dropping the link there, absolutely. So, yeah, I need to get to 4,000 subscribers. Maybe we'll make some good videos and live streams when we're in Alabama. Maybe you guys will enjoy watching me fish a little bit and do some things like that down there. Maybe that will help. So, YouTube seems to be kind of hard right now, to be honest, to get any traction. And like I said earlier, we have TikTok and all of those, but since I'm not a good-looking girl, I don't, it doesn't really seem to do any good on that. We would like to do more collaborations down the road with people. We'd like to meet people, meet other channels and do a collaboration. I think that's a good thing. We got a new product review coming out in a couple of days about a vacuum cleaner that we bought. Hey, Flora's in the house. Flora, how are you? Hey there, host. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. She's got a gigantic following. She does. If you guys don't know her, please subscribe. Please subscribe to each other. Follow each other. So the 11 thumbs up, thank you. That's my wife, by the way. Oh, you've met her before. But she's out there gardening today while I supervise in my chair. So that's what we're doing right now. We got to go to Lowe's later, but that's our big job right now. So thank you for the 11 thumbs up and supporting us. Well, anytime, we all talk about this. We all need to help each other grow. And I know you get good traction, and I appreciate you and how, look, if you have a big YouTube channel, and I consider it's hard work. YouTube's hard work. And so she does a great job with her channel, folks. Hey, David, please mention Lorelei. Watch out for the squirrels, etc. Undo her good. I know, James. James is in the house, Lorelei. I got her working today, James. I got her. That's her new flower beds for her vegetables. But right now, she's trying to prune up her climbing roses so that they grow better. Yeah. Tell her there's a squirrel out there, huh? Yes. Yeah, there's a squirrel here. The girls, our dogs, are squirrel hunters. Pat says, hello, good to see you, my friend, Flora. A cold still in Columbus. I know, you guys are, today is our first really nice day. Woo! Hey, boyfriend Pat from Flora. Woohoo, Flora, woohoo. Gus is saying hello to you. Hello, James. Hello, Gus. That's great. You guys say hello to each other. My guys are here now. That's right. We support you. I was looking at Lorelei. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what she was doing. I got distracted. So, are you working today? Are you off today? It's a nice day here. It's in the upper 70s, the light breeze. Tomorrow's supposed to be 80 degrees. I truly believe that we are past the freezing weather stuff. So we're bringing our plants out, and Lorelei's going to be planting cucumbers and Filipino green beans. Those really, you guys know those really long green beans. So we bought some seeds, and they're growing cucumbers, peppers, and tomato plants. So that's what Lorelei's working on this weekend while I supervise. But so that's what we're doing. We brought out some of the house plants that's going to stay outside. James said, hello, Lorelei. Flora says, I love my men. That's right. James, hey, Pat. James, hello, Gus. Pat says, yes, yes, yes. We love you too, Flora. Yes. Does anybody love me? What about me? What about her? Come on, where's the love for us? Beth says, James, sorry, it's all right. It's all right. So, James, how are you, buddy? What's going on in your world? How are you today? How's your knee? Is your knee feeling any better? Mine's been acting up, but how's yours feeling? We got to go to Lowe's later today. Lorelai's going to have to carry a whole bunch of 60-pound concrete bags. So, sorry, I love you too. All right, and the wife. All right. All right. As long as we're getting some love somewhere. Yes, James says, you're fine, Pat. So, Linda, so you can hear her, it's kind of crazy. All the dogs in the neighborhood. Somebody must be walking or bike riding around. Here's a funny story I'll tell you. When we first had this house built, now that dog's just loud and noisy. I don't know what the hell that's all about. That's silly. But when we first bought this house and moved in, we had our neighbors complain about our dogs, right? And I basically told the cop to go F himself. But what is funny now, every house around us has a dog. I mean, every house in the neighborhood has a dog. Every one of them have a dog. But when we first moved in, I guess some of them didn't have dogs. But now every house in here has a dog. Oh, Solinder says, let's say that. James said hello to you, HTN. So you can. Flora, if you want to drop anything, you're welcome to. Remember, on my channel, if you're blue, you can drop whatever you want to drop. It's perfectly fine. So yes, you can drop. Man, that dog's just noisy. If our dogs go too crazy, we take them inside. We don't let them continue on like that. We don't do that with our dogs. So yeah, you can drop anything you want to drop. Sorry. Absolutely. I trust that if you're blue, that you know what you're doing. James says the knee is still bothering me, but okay, it's better. Man, what in the hell's going on over there? See, you can tell it's not our dogs. It's over there. It's back over there. Knees not tip top. My TikTok is Soul Linder. I hope these streams are good. I hope they are too. There's the wife. Wave and strut like the Queen of England. Come on, Lorelai. Hot Filipina in the yard. Now, the dogs leveled the playing field. Yes, I know, right? Well, you know, even if your streams don't turn out to be great, I have a lot of live streams that kind of suck. But at least you're doing them. That's the key. Just keep doing them. And remember, if you guys are new to Fishing with PAC, please subscribe to that channel for me. I think all of you guys have. But yeah, so, but we have a lot of live streams and other things that stink. Well, yeah, nobody complains about the dogs in the Philippines, you know. And there's, not only are they noisy, they're sickly and rampant and in mass quantities. There's Daisy and Lily, so that's Daisy. But you're right. What do we call them in the Philippines? Ass cows? Ass cow? Or like, how do you pronounce the doggy in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Ass cow? Like ass and a cow?
Can.
Ka? Ass. Cow. Ass cow? I don't know. So, or the roosters. Yes, the roosters. Oh, look how pretty my dog is. You guys look, you ever seen a prettier dog? If you don't think that dog is pretty, you're crazy. Look at her. just sitting there with their big floppy ears and their butt on the ground, her belly on the ground, her chest on the ground because she's so short she's standing up on the ground. Oh, that's funny. Yep, the roosters. Lorelai would like to raise chickens in America, but I don't know, man. We'd have to live out in the country for that. Do you need a rooster to lay eggs? You know, I remember growing up, we lived we had friends that lived on a little farm and they had roosters, but I don't think they made as much noise as the one in the Philippines. Or maybe the ones in the Philippines are confused. I don't know, but they are noisy in the Philippines. You do kind of get used to them. The one thing that I thought was funny in the Philippines, or I think is funny, is when you hear the little lady every morning, like at 4 a.m., going, "Hi-yo! Hi-yo!" Like, what in the hell is that? And I guess they're peddling rice or some other little food, for the day, but they're walking through the neighborhoods going, "Hi-yo!" Like, shut the hell up. It's 4 a.m. So, roosters. And you can't even, well, look at Daisy. She's trying to. Well, roosters are livestock, and at least a lot of people tie their roosters up. That's one good thing, I guess. Unlike the ass cows or the street dogs in the Philippines. The funny thing is, when we were living in the Philippines, we take the wiener dogs, our girls, for a walk in the Philippines. Those dogs were scared shitless of our wiener dogs. I thought it was funny as hell because those dogs would part the sea when we come walking with our dogs. And I mean, they would part the seas. James says, "Morning, HT, and morning wake up call. The roosters." Yes, guys, don't mention the roosters. On other side of San Francisco where I live, people have roosters here and there. I was surprised, like, hell, what in the hell? I heard a cock-a-doodle-doo walking down one hill. Oh, my God. And one day there's an expat in our neighborhood, right? I don't know where he's from. White guy. I don't know. He could have been Australian, German, hell, I don't know where he was. I never spoke to him. But he had a Doberman Pinscher and a puppy, probably 2-year-old puppy, Doberman Pinscher. And one day, man, it was so funny. And he would walk his dog off leash. Even in the Philippines, our dogs was leashed when we walked them. Because we didn't want them to get hurt. And we didn't want them in the garbage. We didn't. But he wouldn't do that. His dog would walk off leash. And one day I'm sitting outside like now in the metal gates. And I guess it was open. And all the street dogs would avoid this dog too, this Doberman Pinscher. But our dog saw this Doberman Pinscher, and they went out the gate, and they were going to rip that dog limb to limb for some reason. Because that dog, I don't know what happened, but we had to get Daisy and Lily. But Daisy and Lily, they went to go and attack the belly of that dog. Because the dog was a lot taller. And so you got to remember the Doberman Pinscher's belly is here, right? And Daisy and Lily are coming after this dog, and they're going after this belly. They're going to take that Doberman Pinscher down and going to take him down hard. But he wasn't on a leash. He was, bouncing, so it was kind of funny. So, but good old wiener dogs. Oh, there's Lorelai doing more pruning. Let me move the camera so I can read a little bit better here. There you go. Thank you, guys. Gus is laughing, James, but he's right. You guys are right. Streaming soon, Zolander says. So, yeah, it's fun. Wildlife is fun. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to raise pigeons with another buddy named Billy Garrett. A kid named Billy Garrett. It's weird how certain people you remember from your childhood. And this kid, Billy Garrett, 1 year older than I, man, we ran around thick as thieves. Both of us were tough, mean kids. But he raised pigeons. And I would raise them with them. They were at his house, but, So I learned about pigeons when I was a kid. But the weird thing about why, partly why I remember poor old Billy Garrett is he was an ugly kid, but he wound up murdering somebody and he's doing life in the penitentiary for a gruesome, horrible murder. Just crazy. We have them here in Georgia, James. Well, we have a lot of chicken in Arkansas. We just don't have them in the neighborhoods because you got to remember, Tyson's Food, Georgia's, is we are the capital of chickens. Tyson's Food's headquarters about 4 miles from our house, so maybe 5 miles. So we are Chicken USA here in Arkansas, and turkeys because we have Cargill, which is about 7 miles from our house. Their corporate home office, about 7 miles from that, maybe 5. I don't know, just a different direction. So man, you want to talk about chickens? Woo, we got chickens in Arkansas. Man, you guys think Lorelei's doing a good job? If you guys think Lorelei's doing a good job, give me a thumbs up. Put a 1 in the comment if you think Lorelei's doing good. Lorelei, the guys and girls are going to grade you.
They cannot see it.
They can see you. We can see you very clearly. My camera is excelente. That's all the Spanish I know. And I don't think that's Spanish. So James is saying, all right, Gus, I got you, man. The damn roosters are... Yeah, Georgia is full of chicken factories. You're right. I know this from working with Tyson's, but they have a lot of facilities down in Georgia. A lot of chicken farms out in Georgia, too. So you are absolutely right, Sanders. Lots and lots of chickens. The funny thing is, Arkansas used to be heavily populated with raising chickens. We have a lot of chicken processing plants here, but they don't raise chickens as much in this part of Arkansas anymore because the rich people here don't want the damn chickens around. So the chicken growing people have moved away from the area. Pat says they sure do. They sure do. But chicken is good. We like chicken. I was telling James about one of the things we ate in the Philippines a lot was the Korean fried chicken. And he's out in California where they have a bunch of Koreans. And I told him to go find a place that sells Korean fried chicken. Man, it is good fried chicken. It's different than American style fried chicken, but it is, I mean, it's really good stuff. And chicken's popular in and I will say this, and all of you guys that are familiar with the Philippines know this. The chicken in the Philippines is 10 times better than the chicken in America. One, it's not, you don't get a 5-pound chicken in the Philippines. Here you can get a 5-pound chicken, which is strange. But the chicken tastes so much better in the Philippines. They're fresh. They're butchered early. Before, they're not contaminated with everything. So I like eating the chicken in the Philippines versus the chicken in America. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody else think anything about the chicken in the Philippines? Would you prefer a Filipino chicken or an American chicken? That's the question. Yeah, they don't have the chemicals, the hormones, or anything like that. And they're allowed to grow naturally versus sped up the process, is what we do in America. We speed that process up so we can get them in the stores faster. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of bad with the Philippines and other countries like that. But there's a lot of really good things, and one of it is chicken. The other thing is the food is so much fresher and healthier. And I tell this story, and you guys have all heard this, that when we were living in the Philippines, we ate like pigs. And I mean pigs. We ate anything and everything. We never thought about our weight. We never cared about it. We drank soda. We drank Gatorade. We ate ice cream and cake from Red Ribbon and Goldilocks. We ate like freaking pigs, and we lost weight in the Philippines. In America, you got to starve yourself, and you still gain weight in America. But I do think the new Kennedy guy is going to make some improvements. I saw where West Virginia has banned different food colors, or maybe that was Georgia. Didn't Georgia come out and say no more artificial dyes? James says, Gus, I live in a major metropolitan city. It's funny to hear roosters in people's backyards here. Yes. Some San Franciscans have chickens in their yards, not to mention in the live markets in Chinatown. Yeah, yeah. I believe it, buddy. You know, we have ordinances that are enforced around here because the problem is we live in a society where we live, guys, where we live in Arkansas. Our world is full of Karens and Darrens. If you guys know what those are. Arkansas, where we live, people can't mind their own business. So it's hard to do anything around this part of the country. There's too much money here. There's too many people that think they're important. Too many people that think they're more important than others. And so we are filled full of Karens and Darrens in our part of the country. You know, Pat, you're right. The Walmart pork chops are kind of weird, right? Sometimes Lorelai looks at it and thinks it doesn't seem like real pork. There's times that we question whether that's real meat or not. And maybe when we go to Alabama and we get settled in and buy the house we're going to live in forever, we can buy from a local person, maybe buy a half of a pig every year and have it processed and stored in the freezer. Maybe that's the way to do it. You go to a local farmer and try to get your goods that way. Maybe it's same thing with the chicken eggs and the chickens. We would like, and around here we just don't have that. But we're hoping in Alabama that we can find fresh chickens that are raised that aren't 20 pounds. You know, a normal chicken. We're hoping we could buy a pig and have it butchered. Stuff like that. So, Soul Leonard says, I am still here. It doesn't, yeah. So, James agrees. You know, I mean, we just had some the other day. Lorelai cooked some pork the other day and asked, she's like, is this real or fake meat? And we had a trouble trying to figure it out. Yeah, Sam's Clubs and Costco's have good meat. I agree with you. And I do think the meat at Walmart sucks. It does. It's not good quality meat. I don't know how or why, but it's just not. We buy a lot of pork ribs and beef ribs at Walmart. We get them on clearance. We save them up and we cook them up at parties, and they all turn out very well. But we don't even have a Sam's Club anymore, a Sam's Club card or membership, because if there's only two of us, we don't buy things in bulk. I mean, we don't need 50 pounds of rice. We don't need 20,000 rolls of toilet paper. So maybe when we go to Alabama and live, we'll get a membership again to Sam's or Costco's and do that. But because we are hoping to live in the outside the busy town a little bit. But we used to shop at Sam's, but we used to, well, and part of what we used to do, why we were Sam's members, was right by our house was a Sam's Club and a Sam's gas station. So we would go there to get gas and save money, so it was really convenient. But now that we don't live, you know, we live 10 miles from a Sam's Club, there's nothing there that we need so bad that we pay for the membership. And we don't get gas there anymore because they're too far away. But when we lived really close, that's where we got our gas, and we saved money on gas that way. But we just don't have a lot of stuff we need at Sam's Club. But I agree with you, the meat is better there, the fish is better. And so maybe for that reason, we should probably do that again so we get a better quality meat. Because Lorelai really likes meat. I'm not a huge meat eater, to be honest. I probably need to eat more meat because it helps with your diet because you don't digest it as fast. But I've never been a huge meat eater. Pat, I see a Facebook stream not to buy pork chops from Walmart. Really? So, did they give a reason why not to buy them? We don't buy much meat from Walmart, to be honest. We do, I guess. We buy ground beef for tacos and things, and But we buy pork belly from the Asian stores, stuff like that. We buy fish, of course, because we like to eat a lot of fish. And we buy chicken because we like to cook and grill chicken thighs. And Lorelai has a really good barbecue sauce, homemade, that she makes, that makes everything really good. So works out nice. But why do they say not to? Is it because of the chemicals, the solutions? We do have another store chain around here called Harbs, that they have pretty good cuts of meat. They have a butcher, you know. They're a little bit more pricey than Walmart, of course, but they do have an in-store butcher, and their meat is better. Their meat is better. But I would agree with you guys. I don't know what's the deal with the pork chops. Um, they don't taste good. They don't. I don't. They taste like nothing. I remember growing up, we used to eat pork chops on a regular basis. Made them with mustard and applesauce, if you guys remember that. But they had a really good taste to them. Pork chops today the pork meat at Walmart doesn't seem to have any taste to it. It seems to be very bland, like it's been chemically washed or something. I don't know. That's why we would like to buy a whole pig and have it butchered or something like that and have it processed. We were going to do that when Lorelai first came to America, but she was used to eating fresh pork and didn't want to eat frozen pork. But I think over the years she's learned, well, maybe it'd be better for us to buy the pig, get it butchered, and freeze it, because at least it's fresh, or at least it's better than the crap you buy at Walmart. But yeah, but I wonder ooh, there's a dove. Why people don't like it so much. Pat's asking you, James, if you like Walmart pork chops. We don't, and we've quit buying them. We don't buy pork chops. We don't buy, I don't know. Lorelai prefers pork belly cut up and to make adobo out of and all of that stuff. Hey, I need to buy some cod. I've been wanting to make some deep fried, fried cod, beer battered cod, and but it's not in the stores right now. But I definitely would like to have some cod. The real question is this: when we go to Alabama, what should we eat? I know what I'm going to eat. We're going to eat shrimp and anything else we can find at the local restaurants. One thing that we like to do when we travel is we like to find mom and pop places that have good ratings and eat at mom and pop restaurants. Because a lot of times mom and pop restaurants are really, really good. But one thing I really like is like spinach crab dip. I like dips that are made from lobster or crab or shrimp, like spinach artichoke dip with crab in it. I really like those. I'm looking forward to some of that. And I like hush puppies. So I'm hoping we can find a place down there that has really good hush puppies and fried fish. Ooh, man, I'm getting hungry. Maybe some homemade key lime pie. Solinder just dropped his link. So, but Pat, I will tell you, from everybody I've talked to on a regular basis, nobody seems to be happy with the meat selection at Walmart. I guess we buy it because we don't really have an option. I don't know how the meat is at Target. Does anybody even buy meat at Target? I've never bought meat at Target, so I don't know if they have good meat or not. But I don't know. I think sometimes you can find some good stuff at Asian markets. We'll probably go to one tomorrow. We'll probably go to our local Asian store tomorrow. Man, you guys see those rose bushes? I don't know. Man, those poor rose bushes are I think those rose bushes are rose twigs now. They used to be a rose bush, now it's a rose twig.
Well, I'm not done yet. I need to 3 more.
Well, you can throw the scraps out in the yard and let it get mowed up.
Vitamins.
Huh?
Those are vitamins. I don't want to girls with a lot of thorns.
Say hello to everybody,
Hey, yeah.
and we'll let you sit down and take a break.
See?
So Linda
More
goes,
air
yeah.
Go up.
Oh, there's my foot.
That one needs to be more trim.
Yeah. Comparatively. Oh,
Because there's a lot of tiny in the lips and coming out, so all the nutrients will go over there.
yeah. The rule with rose bushes are the branches of 3. You cut down until there's 3 on a branch
Well,
when they flower later.
well,
Uh,
got more or less.
Pat says, I remember when pork
See,
chops
a lot
tasted
of,
good when I was a kid.
bleeding.
You got a lot of bleeding. Aw. Lorelai's bleeding, everybody. And give her a...
Yeah, I don't have a gloves, of course.
This,
I will buy more good trimmer. Why you keep buying good trimmer and it's all broken?
well, because we get them at Walmart. We need to find somewhere that... Maybe we can look at Lowe's. Maybe Lowe's, and we can buy you a really good pair. Maybe Lowe's would have a... We got to go to Lowe's. Because these are Walmart trimmers.
I need to water that one later when we're home so that the water can sit
All right.
before you
Yeah,
plant it.
tomorrow afternoon I want to water the hydrangeas in the front yard. I want to fertilize them.
But the plants is like yeah,
The Miracle
1
Grow.
month now.
Yeah.
The one that I seedless.
So you're going to plant them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Soul Leonard says it's up to 70 degrees again in the Dakotas.
Here. you see
Pat
that?
likes the
Here.
pork chops when they were good when he was young. What do you think is wrong with the pork chops at Walmart? What's wrong with the pig? What happened to the
You
pig?
know when I came in America,
Yes.
your pork here and your chicken is not edible.
Correct. And that's what now you're used to it, but we've seen...
Then look like it takes me so long. Even how I kill it with seasoning, it's really chemical on it.
Yeah.
They put chemical.
It's almost
preserve.
like it's been washed in chemicals, right? Yeah.
Even you boil the chicken now, it smells. Really
It's gross,
chemical.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The-
that's...
the only one I ate before is beef. But you told me that we can eat beef. I can't eat all beef all the time, so I need to practice
Yeah,
because
you
I don't
gotta-
have a job.
No.
And it's gonna hurt us
Yeah.
if the only one I eat is beef.
Well, that is the weird thing. And Pat says he likes the Philippine food better. We do too.
Oh my goodness.
What is really weird,
Come
though,
here.
I think Lorelai's right about the simple fact that when you boil chicken or turkey here, or you boil any meats in America, so do this experience one time. Boil meat,
Can you get this?
and the smell of it is just
Get it.
disgusting.
Good girl.
Where's Lily?
She wants to come here.
Daisy.
Put this on there.
So try that sometime, guys. Try boiling it, and you're gonna smell how bad it's, or you'll see how bad it all smells.
Come on, Lily. Come.
She can't
Wait
jump there.
here. Oh, you stay down there, lady. Good girl.
This is the life with dogs. Sanders, our friend Gus Sanders,
Don't let nobody get jealous. Good girl.
our friend Sanders has wiener
You
dogs
may
out in
drink. Oh,
Georgia.
that's good.
No, you're out. The one out in Georgia, not the one in Texas. Our friend out in Georgia has wiener dogs.
How old?
Well, one just passed away recently, 17, where they had to put him down.
17?
Yeah. And now he has a blonde, long hair, miniature. So, yeah, we like the food better, too, in the Philippines, Pat.
Yeah, that's really sad.
So it gets kind of gross here. Here's the dogs on their
Sit down, good
trampoline.
girl. Lay down, Lily. Sit down, Lily. Good
We
girl,
bought
Lily.
that at Walmart on clearance for 20 bucks.
Good girl.
Kind of like a hammock for the dogs.
75% off.
How much?
70% off.
70% off, which is good.
Look at my feet. Dang.
What about them?
Why it's all having white on it?
Because you're old.
It looks like something the powder on it.
Well, you want to get ready to go to
Yeah, yes, my
Lowe's?
love. Yes, my love.
All right, so you got your strong arms. Are you ready to carry those heavy bags of concrete?
Not really. There's a
See,
lot.
us.
That's my first trim of my roses in spring.
I know.
There's a lot.
We'll get you a better
I
trimmer.
should I get it earlier. You know?
Yeah. All right, let me talk to my friends here. Everybody who's still in the background. Well, everybody who's still in the background, we appreciate you guys. What we're going to do is go to Lowe's. We need to get supplies to make the dirty kitchen bigger. And Lorelai wants a new pair of trimmers. Instead of getting a pair at Walmart, because that's what we have, we're going to see if Lowe's has a good quality pair, maybe a good brand.
Yeah, if David using it, it must be good quality.
Well, you said you wanted it, not me.
And if me just getting whatever I can get there,
Well, you know.
yeah.
Well, whatever.
If it's me, no,
So-
that's not works.
Soul is asking people to go join his live stream, his YouTube stream, Dave. Sure. If you guys want to go join Soul Linder's live stream, please do. We'll wind this down. Say goodbye. Everybody say goodbye. James, appreciate you. Dennis, if you're in the background. HTN, everybody's been here. Floor, thank you again being here. Soul, great to have you here. Sanders, love talking to you. Look forward to talking to you about the dogs more.
Sorry for your dog.
Yeah. So, but we're going to wind this down and go to Lowe's and get supplies. Now, we'll probably
Where
do...
did their dog, can you ask?
Where did it get it?
The new one.
They don't have a new one. They've had their blonde is a few years. I don't know. I'll ask sometime. But we're going to go to Lowe's, get that done. We'll probably do a live stream tomorrow while Lorelai does her planting and stuff like that. That'll be entertaining for you guys. And I'll sit here and just watch.
Look what I got.
But we want to thank you all for the thumbs up, subscribing, the donations, the love, the support. And remember, go to our PayPal account and feel free to donate $5 million so that we can buy a beach house.
Give me $20 for the buy of
What is it?
soil.
You need what?
$20
Lorelai says she only needs $20
to buy soil.
to buy dirt with for her flowers when I want $5 million. That's, yeah, I don't know. I don't like Walmart pork chops. It's low quality meat. Yeah, James, you're right. I think it feels like they're washed in chemicals or solutions. It's like they're...
Yeah, it looked like not real. I compared
Yeah.
it to you yesterday.
It's kind of weird. So, James, we appreciate you. Everybody, we're going to go get Lorelai a pair of trimmers. Yeah, that'll probably cost me $1,000. And because my wife will probably have to get them coated in gold with diamonds, you know.
James, I just ate everything you sent. I just ran out yesterday, but that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, James. I tried to utilize longer of the food that you sent.
Well, we're still going to cook the corned beef this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the last one.
So we're going to cook the corned beef this weekend, James. We're excited about that. But,
Australian.
all right, everybody, we appreciate you guys. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.